Today on Investigate TV Plus, doctors say a major medical milestone is on the horizon.
Now is the time for cancer vaccines.
Did you have any hesitation in getting the vaccine as part of the trial?
None. I was waiting for the time.
An in-depth look at a potential breast cancer vaccine.
Plus, new guidance for mammograms. We sit down with one of the FDA's top doctors about what women can expect at their next screening.
Then, the school allowing teens to thrive.
We believe in you, and because we love you and believe in you, we hold you to high expectations.
How they're giving them a home and hope for their future. In-depth stories that inform and inspire. You're watching Investigate TV Plus. It's considered an epidemic by doctors and advocates alike. I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm Tisha Powell. If you haven't been diagnosed with breast cancer, chances are you know someone who has. According to the CDC, about 1 in 8 women will develop the disease in their lifetime. And on average, it kills more than 42,000 Americans each year.
But what if a vaccine existed that could treat breast cancer or even prevent it?
Researchers have been working on this for decades, and they say widespread availability might be closer than you think.
Reporter Heather Graff has an in-depth look at the cutting-edge research and a new collaborative effort helping it reach the finish line.
I was diagnosed on my 35th birthday at 7:30 in the morning.
Hearing the words, "You have cancer," was a devastating reality for Bridget Hempstead.
I was unsure of my future. I didn't want to leave this world and not raise my children.
Bridget was first diagnosed with breast cancer in 1996, and treatment helped her reach remission. But nearly 2 decades later, she learned the cancer had spread to her lungs and liver.
When I went to the first oncologist, that oncologist said, "Oh, Bridget, you're not going to live a year."
She wasn't giving up without a fight and push to get into a groundbreaking vaccine trial for women with advanced stage breast cancer.
Did you have any hesitation in getting the vaccine as part of the trial?
None. I was waiting for the time.
She was one of just 66 women to take part in a phase 1 clinical trial targeting an aggressive form of breast cancer called HER2 positive.
Now is the time for cancer vaccines.
The trial was led by Dr. Nora Desis, director of the University of Washington's Cancer Vaccine Institute. She's been working on cancer vaccines for more than 20 years.
We know the antigens, we know the immune response, we have the technology.
Preliminary results of the HER2 positive vaccine trial, now in phase 2 testing, have been promising. It's been shown to safely generate anti-tumor immunity. And 10 years after getting the vaccine, between 75 to 85% of the patients, all battling stage 3 and 4 cancer, were still alive.
That was very encouraging results. For that stage of disease, the median survival, you would expect that half of the patients would be alive at 2 years. So this was really an extended survival for this patient population.
Desis is now working on a vaccine that attacks breast cancer stem cells. The goal, to protect high-risk patients from developing the disease in the first place.
It creates immunity across all breast cancer subtypes.
Triple-negative breast cancer is one of the deadliest forms, difficult to treat with a high rate of recurrence.
It was very scary. I had a lot of fear.
Jennifer Davis was diagnosed with the disease in 2018. A year later, she received a novel vaccine separate from what Desis is developing, which is currently in phase 1 trials at Cleveland Clinic. Dr. Amit Kumar, CEO and chairman of Anixa Biosciences, has been working with the Cancer Center to help bring the vaccine to market.
We'd love to be able to give women the vaccination and enable them to not have to worry about breast cancer.
He says their vaccine targets a protein that can make women more susceptible to the disease.
So it's your hope that this vaccine could one day be used to prevent triple-negative breast cancer from the onset?
Absolutely. Not only triple-negative breast cancer, but we believe eventually multiple types of breast cancers. And it's my great hope and vision that we can prevent all breast cancers.
More than 5 years after Jennifer's diagnosis, she's still in remission.
I don't think every time I have an ache or pain or that my cancer has come back. I'm fortunate enough that I don't think that anymore.
Meanwhile, breast cancer survivor Kristen Dahlgren believes in these vaccines so much, she created a nonprofit to try to help fast-track them.
This is a unique moment in time where it's not pie in the sky thinking.
How would you say that your personal experiences changed your perspective on breast cancer?
Oh gosh, cancer changes everything. I mean, it just colors how you think about things, what you prioritize, and that's sort of where I moved into this advocacy realm that I never really thought I would be in.
She founded the Cancer Vaccine Coalition with collaboration and funding in mind.
What sets us apart is that we're laser focused on vaccines. We are directly funding and supporting the scientists.
To that end, her organization has partnered with doctors from 6 of the nation's top cancer centers, including the University of Washington and Cleveland Clinic, and is engaging with government agencies and biopharmaceutical companies.
It really is all of science coming together right now in this moment where we can get this done.
Desis is one of the Cancer Vaccine Coalition's lead researchers and believes the effort is going to impact the trajectory of breast cancer.
It would allow us to get the trials done quicker, more efficiently, and let patients have access to these vaccine trials.
She estimates a vaccine could be widely available in the next 5 to 10 years.
It's like drinking from a fire hose, how fast science is advancing.
Bridget says it couldn't come soon enough. While she's still undergoing treatment, she says her cancer is disappearing. Thanks in part, she says, to a simple vaccine that helps get her life back.
I believe the vaccine made a huge difference in my cancer battle, yes.
Where do you think you'd be today if you weren't able to get that vaccine?
It's a possibility I wouldn't be here talking to you. And I am.
Then there's the question, is there a demand from patients for this kind of vaccine? For that answer, I spoke with a doctor and associate professor of oncology at Johns Hopkins Medicine who is not involved in these particular trials. What about the interest from patients? Is that a topic that you get patients asking questions about?
Absolutely. I would say that's one of the most common questions I get. Patients are, I think, always looking to see what else is new, what can they do to further improve their overall outcomes from their cancer diagnosis. And I think there's a lot of interest at a patient level for vaccines.
The most common side effect reported from the vaccines out of the University of Washington and Cleveland Clinic is irritation at the injection site.
To help catch breast cancer in its earliest stages, the American Cancer Society recommends women should start getting annual mammograms at age 40, but many patients may notice a change after their next appointment. Still ahead, the new guidelines for mammograms and why one of the FDA's top doctors says it'll save lives.
You can watch Investigate TV Plus anytime online. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel at Investigate TV. You can catch stories and full episodes. Before the break, we told you about the race to develop a vaccine that could treat or even prevent breast cancer.
Now we turn to the fight to save lives through early detection and a new focus on what's known as breast density. You see, experts say cancer can be harder to detect in women with dense breast because dense tissue shows up white on a mammogram, and so does cancer. Dense breasts have also been linked to an increased cancer risk. And that has the U.S. Food and Drug Administration taking action.
Here again is reporter Heather Graff with the FDA's Chief Medical Officer and the change to federal regulations that takes effect in September 2024.
Let's talk about breast density first. Why is it important for women to know their breast density?
Number one, it makes it more difficult to see breast cancers when they exist on the mammogram image. That we've known for some time now. What's become more clear in recent years is that it's actually an independent risk factor for developing cancer.
Should women with dense breasts be concerned?
Well, it's a good question, and it's something to discuss with your healthcare provider. It depends on the level of density, but it does increase your risk. So we're trying to make sure that women are armed with that information, that they can bring it to their clinician and have a conversation. So in September, a final rule under the Mammography Quality Standards Act, or MQSA, goes into effect. Under this new rule, what will happen is that your report that you get from your mammogram will not just tell you, was there a finding, do you need to talk to your doctor? It'll also tell you about the density of your breasts. So we've broken out specifically in different categories how that should be reported, going from not dense at all to extremely dense.
And do these notifications then also say, okay, you have dense breasts, you should talk to your healthcare provider?
That's exactly what they say. So the clinician is going to have a tailored conversation with the patient. So based on those other factors for the patient, the advice that they might offer would be anything from, let's just watch this, go get your next annual mammogram as you would, to maybe we should get some follow-up imaging here. So there are various kinds of follow-up imaging that they might consider.
Do you think this will help with early detection of breast cancer?
I absolutely think so. Here's the thing though, it won't help if people don't go out and get their mammograms. So if I had to say one thing today, the top message from us is please go out and get your mammograms.
The FDA change marks the country's first ever national requirement for breast density notification. For perspective, the FDA says about 27 million women in the U.S. have dense breasts. You can see more of our in-depth coverage on this right now, including the stories of the women who helped bring about this change. Just search mammogram regulations at InvestigateTV.com.
Still ahead, we take you to a school these kids can count on.
7, 8, 9. There's my second point.
The Academy going above and beyond to help underserved students see success.
I love what Thrive means to these kids and what it does for these kids.
Plus, it's your right to know the law of the land. We show you how to be your own investigator to track bills in Congress.
Between 2021 and 23, the 117th Congress enacted a total of 365 bills, which then became law when signed by the president.
It's a lot to keep track of, but there is a way to be in the know.
Reporter Josie Sturman shows us how you can be your own investigator and track legislation.
Whether it's politicians at a podium or relatives at the dinner table, heated discussions over what lawmakers are up to are happening all the time. And whether you want to understand what all the fuss is about or get a better idea of how legislation might actually impact your life, in this Be Your Own Investigator, we're going to help you find out what's actually in those bills and whether they've got a shot at becoming law. Your first stop should be congress.gov. On the homepage, you'll find links to bills that are getting a lot of buzz and also what's been filed in the last few days. You can also click on Introduced to see everything that's been put on the table by this Congress and where it stands in the process. Lawmakers introduce thousands of bills each session, but you can filter by political party, who sponsored it, even narrow down to specific subject areas. If you know the name of a bill, or even better, the House or Senate number, you can plug those into the search bar as well. Once you've found the bill you're looking for, click into the Text tab to read the full language for yourself. New bills sometimes take some time to get into the system, so if you can't find the text here, check back in a day or two. To see what's already made it to the finish line, click Browse at the top of any congress.gov page, then scroll down to Laws. Public Laws is where you'll see what bills have been passed by the current Congress. To see what made it through in years past, just change the session. Another place you can find federal law is in the Code of Federal Regulations, available at ecfr.gov. You can see federal laws there by topic and how recently they've been updated by actions in Congress. When it comes to where you live, you can find those laws in each individual state legislature. If you're not sure where to look, the National Conference of State Legislatures has resources to help you find details. It's important to note that in addition to bills becoming laws, certain court rulings can have an impact on where things stand. So if you've got something serious going on, consult an attorney who understands the ins and outs of what can be a very complicated system. With this Be Your Own Investigator, I'm Josie Sturman.
Still ahead, we take you to a school that feels more like home for these students.
Does this feel like a family here at Thrive?
Yes, ma'am. It definitely feels like a family. You know, I come here, it's a lot of love. I get love all the time.
I'm Viv Williams with a medical mythbuster moment. Maybe you've heard that certain foods like grapefruit or celery, hot peppers or vinegar can burn fat. Well, as much as we'd love that to be true, it isn't. Fat-burning foods are a myth. A Mayo Clinic Health System nutrition expert notes online that no specific foods can burn fat or boost your metabolism enough to make a difference, and that focusing on one food is too restrictive, making sticking to such a diet tough to do. So what diet is best for fat burning and weight loss? A huge review article published in the Journal of Obesity and Metabolism shows diets are not one size fits all. The best plan for you is one that provides proper nutrition and that you'll be able to maintain. With this Mythbuster moment, I'm Viv Williams.
Homelessness is a chronic problem across the United States, and it's getting worse.
According to federal data, more than 650,000 people experienced homelessness on a single night in January of 2023, a 12% increase from 2022. This includes families with children.
A boarding school in Baton Rouge, Louisiana is working to create a space for middle and high school students who don't have a safe environment at home or a home at all.
It's called Thrive Academy, and the staff there work to make sure all students live up to their school's name.
What points are they? 7, 8, 9. There's my second point.
Explain how you can use a ruler to determine the scale effect.
For these students, the bright, bustling halls of Thrive Academy feel like home.
Me and Amara.
Amara Jackson State?
Yeah.
It's a place where the students and faculty,
Coach, what's good?
are more like family.
I literally feel like they are my actual children at times.
And we're using the scale factor 3. We do. Yes.
Children who oftentimes need more than just lessons from this school.
It's broke.
You broke out this time?
When they need clothes, we have clothes for them. If they need food, we provide food for them. So all their basic necessities, and even beyond that, we provide everything that a student needs to be successful.
What's your scale factor here?
4. Over 4.
Yeah.
Successful despite their circumstances.
Come on, Miss Shane.
Thrive is a 5-day-a-week boarding school, a haven for many students who have nowhere else to go. At any given time, 30 to 40% of Thrive students are homeless or unhoused. But when the Friday bell rings, the school week ends, and many students are forced to revisit a difficult reality.
How does that feel for you as the superintendent, knowing when a child leaves here on Friday, they may be going to a shelter?
That is a great question. It is heartbreaking. Did you see that we have a new dance teacher?
We do.
Paul Sampson is Thrive Academy's fearless leader.
The way it often works, sometimes some go to homeless shelters. Some might have an aunt or a grandmother that they're staying with.
Superintendent Sampson says Thrive's goal is to make the most of the time they do have.
A, open parentheses.
That begins with academics and a faculty that reflects the diversity of the student population. Lonnie Machin and Timothy West are both math teachers.
There are definitely opportunities in other places, but you want your abilities to be used as much as possible.
And I love what Thrive means to these kids and what it does for these kids.
For 10th grader Dewan Isaac, it's an opportunity to dance.
Dance is a strong passion of mine, and I love it with my whole heart.
His passion was almost lost when this aspiring professional dancer's mother moved away, separating him from his family.
Substitute and find my value for A.
When he's not in class on Thrive's campus, he's dancing at a nearby studio.
They are like, I guess you could say, my chosen family.
Who take Dewan in on the weekends.
Sometimes I stay at my friends because my friends, they're also dancers and they dance at my studio. So I stay with them.
For Dewan, dance is a lifeline.
Every time you put that 1.5 on, you're going to do something like this. Yeah.
Something Thrive leaders want for all students. That they find something they love that can be nurtured.
And then I'm going to change the guard and we're going to do the same thing.
As soon as we got there, Miss Holmes came get me.
Senior Leonard Hicks says life at Thrive is what you make it. A basketball player, he's built a community in his athletic dorm.
And we all have fun. And just the way that we look at Thrive is different. So, we use that to our advantage so it wouldn't be, like missing home.
With his dad working in South Dakota, Leonard turns to his teachers for guidance.
I have a lot of male figures around me here to keep me on path and give me that discipline that my mama and my sisters wouldn't be able to give me.
A blanket of support for students who need to know that people care.
It definitely feels like a family. I come here, it's a lot of love. I get love all the time.
So what should you focus on during the last few weeks at Thrive?
The type of safe environment Superintendent Sampson wants for his students not just Monday through Friday, but 7 days a week. What he feels they deserve.
My hope for students that graduate from Thrive Academy are the same hopes I have for my own daughter. And that is that they are able to graduate with whatever the tools and skills they need to make whatever type of life that they dream for themselves.
A bright future, regardless of how their lives began.
We believe in you, and because we love you and believe in you, we hold you to high expectations.
And I got a chance, as you saw in the package, the opportunity to speak with the students there, and they're just so grateful to have a place where they can feel safe, where they can learn, make friends, and just live productive lives.
It's really changing lives for these kids, no doubt about that. Very impressive.
Well, that's it for us on Investigate TV Plus. I'm Tisha Powell.
And I'm Lee Zurich. Thanks for watching. On the next Investigate TV Plus, protecting public health by removing lead pipes from homes and streets in the next 10 years.
We take an in-depth look at the goal to get the lead out and the skepticism from several states.
All of the ways we're failing the youth and our children, this should not be one of them. This is not a hard one. This is not any kind of new fancy legislation.